Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are drafting the pattern for the trousers you saw in the beginning. I have my pattern paper here which I've already cut to the length I want. So starting, I'm going to draw a starting line here, and this is going to be my waistline. Next, I'm going to measure my waist to hip measurement. So go ahead and measure yours. Let me switch to a marker so that you can see the markings properly. Yeah. So now let's mark our waist to hip measurements. Next, we are going to mark our waist to crotch measurement. So I'm going to sit on a chair and measure from my waist to the top of the chair I'm sitting on. And so whatever you get, you mark that as well. And then we're going to mark our knee line, so from your waist to your knee, which I'm doing down there. Unfortunately, you couldn't see it in the video. So yeah, I'm joining all the points I made earlier. I'll go ahead and label them. So this will be hip line, this will be crotch line, and down there will be knee line, as you can see. So on my hip line, I'm going to mark a quarter of my hip measurement. My hip is 40, quarter of that is 10, and I'm going to add ½ inch. I'll copy that 10.5 inch onto the waistline and onto the crotch line as well. After which I'll join them all together. Now I'm going to divide that measurement I have on the crotch there into 4. So on that line I have 8. Why? Because I made a mistake when I was drafting it. Instead of marking my hip measurement on my hip line, I rather mark my waist measurement. So just follow what I'm saying and know what I'm doing. So I'll divide that by 4. I got 2, so I added 2 onto the edge of the crotch line there, as you can see. And then I found the midpoint of that, which I'm now going to mark. And then I'll transfer that measurement onto the knee line as well. Of course, I'm going to join them like so to get the midline of our trousers. So this is me marking it well because I realized my line was slanted. So now to get the crotch curve, I'm going to go in from this point here by 1 inch, and then I'll curve it to join the other line like you see in the video. Next, on my waistline, I'm going to go in by half, and then I'll join it to the crotch curve line. And then from that half point I made, I'm going to mark a quarter of my waist measurement. My waist is 28, quarter of that is 7. I'll join that to the hip line. So the measurement I have on the crotch line there, I'm just going to copy it onto the knee line and onto the full length line like so. I also go ahead and copy that half line there onto the full length line, and then in the middle there as well. So I can just go ahead and join it all the way down to the full length line. So from that mark on the knee line there, I'm just going to go in by ½ inch. And I'm going to measure what I have there and transfer it to the other side as well, after which I'll join them to the crotch line markings. And of course, when I'm done, I'll copy the new markings I have on the knee line to the full length line as well. Now on the waistline, I'll come down by ½ inch and I'll join it to this point here to get the waist slant. Now this is all for the front piece, so I'm going to cut it out and we'll go ahead and use to cut the back. So I'm going to label it front, and I'll label here center front. So I'm going to place the front pattern on top of the paper like so, making sure that there's excess space all around it. Now I'll put my scissors here to hold it in place, of course. Now with my tape measure, I'll go in on the top of that front piece there by 1.5, and then I'll go up by 1.5 as well. And on the side here, I'll also go out by 1.5. This is standard measurement for someone with a small size body. Now I'll join them as well. If you're plus size, go ahead and use 2 inches. Now on the hip line, I'll come out by 1/2 inch and join it to the top marking there. Now the next part didn't show on video, so I'm going to explain. So you see this point I've marked here, that's the crotch area extended by 1.5 inches, and I'm going to join that to the marking of the back piece here like so. And so from the hip line marking, we're just going to join it to the knee line like so, and join that crotch extension also to the knee line. So your front knee and back knee measurements are the same. And from this part labeled here and here, you remember I made a mistake when I was drafting it. So instead of marking my hip measurement, I marked my waist measurement. So I ended up having to add 6 inches when I was cutting on fabric. To save yourself the time, please go ahead and redraft the front and the back and add your 6 inches on the pattern paper. So sorry for the inconvenience. So please go ahead and add it before you cut on fabric. If you marked your actual hip measurement on your hip line, you are free to go. So here I'm joining the new crotch markings to the top there, and that's basically it. You can go ahead and cut and sew. So this is the back piece. I'll just label it. Now don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.